Welcome to the Melon Gardener channel. Today we're going to be amending my my beds today. I'm going to get them ready for the next season. I'm going to put some compost, maybe some manure on top, and kind of like put them to rest for the season. I've got about 4 beds to do. But take a quick look at the cabbage here. Doing very well. They're closing up. A few little cabbages there, and I think they're starting to close up in the middle. Hopefully they make it through. I'm hoping that they have enough time to make it through okay. But yeah, so we're going to get started on a few things here. So first we're going to get started on these beds here. I got to put in some manure and some compost here. So let's do that. This is the compost I'm using today. This is all I have left as far as compost, but I've got more making right now. That's cooking in there for next spring. So let's do that. Get my gloves on real quick, and I'll show you what we got going on. So let's move some of this dirt around a little bit, just a little bit. Get some of these leaves out a little bit. Leave the leaves in there if you want to. That's no big deal. I'm just going to take some of them out. Then I'll decompose too quickly. All right. Put some of this compost. And you don't have to. You can go pretty lightly with the compost on top. I gotta spread this around a lot. So just spread it around a little bit. Doesn't have to be too heavy. I got 4 gardens that I need to spread this, kind of compost. So like so. That's about it. Maybe a ½ inch to an inch. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna put manure on top of this. Got a lot of worms in there too. That's gonna be good for the bed. Spread that compost around there like this. Now the worms are going to make their own throughout the winter season. Lie dormant for a little while. All right. Get some manure. I'm going to do half and half. So half manure for this, for one, and for the other. Half and half. Spread it around. Now these peppers did very well, but I think they gave me a lot of good vegetables this season. But I think the bed needs more phosphorus for fruit growth, better fruit. So next spring I'm going to add a lot more bone meal to this when I first start the garden. I'll make sure to put a lot more bone meal, more phosphorus. When you start to put those flowers out, just want to go put a lot of phosphorus fertilizer in the soil for that. So spread that around like that. I think that's what it needs. So I think my pepper plants did good, but I think they could have been done better for fruit wise. I think I need more. I think more phosphorus for that. They got plenty of nitrogen, so gotta balance it out a little bit. Pretty chilly out here now. It's probably in the mid 40s right now. 10 in the morning, but pretty chilly out here today. All right. Now you're gonna want to cover these up with either leaves or boards. I got old pallet boards that I cover these up with. So I just lay them up like that. You want water to get through. So any cover you put little, if you got plastic over it, that's fine. But put little holes in it to let the water kind of penetrate through there, if possible. And just put these wood out. No, Lucy. No. No. All right. So these are wood pallets, slats and that keeps the weeds down when it starts to warm up in the spring. Should keep some of those weeds out for you. Let's do this real quick. Cover these up. So that's ready to go. That should be good for the rest of the season. Should compost pretty well. Alright, so let's go to this next one here on the back. This was the jalapeno bed. And this is a new bed that I put together this year. And when you put in new beds, it's going to take a while for the soil to grow its microbes and bacteria, all the good necessities. It takes a while for it to build up a little bit. So when you add compost and amendments, it'll slowly start to make the soil better. So this soil needs better manure. I'm going to really be putting manure in this one. A lot more compost in this one because it needs to build up that good soil. In a couple more seasons, it'll probably be a little better. As far as nutrients and stuff for the plants. So this is going to get a little more compost. So it's a new bed that I put together and needs to start building up those good microbes. Needs to bring in the worms, let them do their thing in there. So this is the jalapeno bed, and this did really well. So I'm going to be adding more phosphorus to this also when it starts to flower on me. Alright, I think that's it for compost. Alright, let me get my knife. And this compost got a lot of worms in it, so I'm going to mix it in just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's going to have a lot of nitrogen when the plants start to come up and leaf up. And then as soon as I see them start to put out a little bit of fruit or some flowers, I'll start giving it a lot more bone meal, more phosphorus, give you that better fruit production. Although they did pretty well, I think it still needs, this bed needs a lot of that. Hasn't built up a lot of good do that quality soil stuff yet. Okay. So this one, I think about half a bag of compost of manure. So with this one, I don't have any wood slats, so you just cover them with whatever you have, plastic or leaves. And I don't use leaves for this. Just pack it in real tight. So cover them with leaves. When I get more pallets, I'll start to break those down and give me some more wood slats. I like those better. These will kind of decompose throughout the fall season, but I usually take them out, pull them out, and put them in a composter, and finish them off there before I plant. Pack that in real nice. There we go. We're gonna go to this bed over here. Use the rest of this manure here. So this one here, gets a little bit more shade than the other beds. So this is going to be trying to make just my herb garden side. Gets a little bit of shade. I'm just going to move the dirt a little bit. I had this covered up earlier. Go on a little bit. Compost. Yeah, I hope you guys are making your compost. I mean, this stuff is everything you guys have at home. Basically, you can turn into nice soil for your vegetables, or you know what, you can use even for your flowers. You know, flower beds. It's good for all that, not just vegetables. You can put it under your tree, under your flowers, fruit trees. Put them all under that, and it helps out a lot. I'm going to put some under my peach tree this spring when I have more compost. Peach tree is going to get a lot of the compost underneath there, so I can get some of those nutrients. Alright, spread it around. Some manure. Spread this around a little bit, move it out. This bed needs a lot of work too. A lot of good amendments it needs. I'm going to be working on amending this soil a lot. Pay more attention to it. Get some good soil. Because it's a new bed as well. It's going to take a while for the soil to get really good. Put that around like this. And then springtime, when I have my compost for the spring, I'll be putting more compost before I plant. So hopefully that'll be done by spring, and I can put more compost when I start the season next year. All right. And this one, I got some plastic here. Now I'm going to poke holes in it. Make sure you poke some holes inside the plastic to let the water through. poke a couple of holes in there so the water kind of seeps through there, keeps the soil kind of moist. That'll be good for the season. Let's move on to the other bed here. All right. This was my tomato plant bed. Move it around a little bit. This bed did really good for me this year. I think the soil I amended with the compost did some good to it. I'm spreading this out very lightly because I'm limited to this right now. Yeah. That's all you need. Manure on top of that, and then we'll cover it with some leaves. Then springtime, I'll add some more compost. This is a new bed too, put together this year. Go. Cover it with some leaves. Let the water penetrate, and it'll keep the weather from washing it out. You know, rain falls, and so you don't want the soil to wash away. One more bed to go. Okay, this is my tomato plant bed. Did very well too. I think the compost is really helping. But I've always planted tomatoes here, and it's always done well, but I've always added good compost. Let's break this up a little bit. The rest of the compost is going to go right here. It's my last bed. So, much. A little bit. Got a lot of good worms in there. That's a lot of worms in there. All right, so now put some compost on top. This is going to need more soil. I'm going to see notice how much it's dropped. So I'm going to probably adding another bag of maybe some more soil to it and compost next season to make up for the loss. So a lot of beds probably going to need at least a bag of soil each, I think. That just happens naturally. That's what's going to happen once in a while. Alright, let's get some leaves. Okay. Tell you, I used to hate raking leaves, used to hate the fall. Now I can't wait for them to fall down and give me some leaves for compost. I would just not rake the leaves at all. Now I just can't wait for them to fall, so I can rake it up, make some good compost. Got an endless supply so far. Alright, that should be it. That should be well protected from the weather. The rest of the season is going to sit there and sleep all season long, wait for me for springtime. And that's the video for today. I hope you liked it. I'm going to be adding more compost to this. Probably early March, April, when it starts to warm up a little bit, I'll start using more compost to put around here. So look around. And I still got some crops here that are still kind of growing. I'm going to keep an eye on them. I'll keep you updated, see if there's anything else to see. So thank you for joining me. Thank you to all my subscribers. Appreciate you guys watching. Any new viewer that's coming along, please subscribe. Guys, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you can get notified of videos that come up, you know. And thank you for joining me. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.